There are other jobs that are going to require that you have the right to work in the United States, which means you're a U.S. citizen or a permanent resident. And there are other jobs where they might sponsor you for employment, which would mean like an H-1B visa, which is a temporary work visa for professions where they don't have enough people available in the U.S. labor market to hire. However, President Trump has suspended all the H-1B processing right now, except for in certain emergency categories, and health might be one of those emergency categories. I don't know for sure. You can Google it. But normally, there are a certain number of H-1B visas available for people that have mainly technical skills. If you have regular skills that lots of people in America have, there is no chance you can get an H-1B visa. If you have some advanced IT skills that might be in shortage in the United States, or perhaps some advanced scientific skills, you might be able to qualify for an H-1B or another kind of employment visa. However, the only employers that offer those are huge employers because it costs about $10,000 for them to do the legal process necessary to sponsor you, if they even can sponsor you. So don't go looking for a regular, small, medium-sized business. You would need to look for a company that already hires H-1Bs. And you can find lists on the internet of companies that hire H-1B visas. Okay, I see some comments coming in. Saima, thank you for your appreciation. Shazia, in international countries, they consider locals more than foreigners. They are how we are going to attract them. Well, it's very difficult. The only way you're going to be able to get an international job is going to be by having a skill that's in short supply in the local labor market. Now, I don't really know about Europe or other countries besides the United States, but I am guessing that's going to be your best bet. Now, of course, you could also get jobs through the gig market. Now, a gig is a short-term job. Maybe it lasts a few days or could even be a few weeks, a few months. But this is where you're going to have a job to do, a certain task to do. And this is where you're going to find, there's lots of websites where you can sign up for those kinds of jobs and market yourself, such as Elance, Fiverr, and many others. And you want to make sure you have a very professional profile on there. Have somebody check the English to make sure it translates for internationals. And remember, American English and British English are not quite the same. Most of the time in India and Pakistan, you guys learn the British English, which sounds a little funny to Americans. Not a big deal. We still understand for the most part. And then make sure you do a great job in your first jobs that you have there, because people are going to start to rate you, and those ratings are going to determine how many people are interested in working with you. Okay, Tuba, what if we meet the best of background and are closely related to the offered job, but we're not experienced and too young? Like, I'm a student and there are a lot of jobs in digital marketing and graphic design, but I never did internships. So how to get such jobs? Well, if you meet the background that they're asking for, you're not too inexperienced. In other words, and young is irrelevant, right? They can't discriminate on the basis of age in the United States. Maybe in other countries they can, but that's against the law here. So if they want to hire people that are not experienced, it will be labeled as an entry-level job. Entry level. If it's not listed as entry level, they're expecting some experience. And internships are very important in terms of building your skills, building your credibility, building your portfolio. If you're doing digital marketing and graphic design, you should have a portfolio of designs that you have made. So make sure you get that experience. Maybe you need to, on Elance or Fiverr, you can actually bid very low, and that might encourage some people to give you a chance to get that experience. Make sure that you read carefully whatever the client is asking for and that you understand it. Because I have found in working with international gig professionals that many times they do not really read what I've asked them to do. And so I have to ask them many times to do the same thing, which is very frustrating. So read, understand, ask if you don't understand, make the client happy, and you will get more work in the future. All right, are gigs and freelance work correlated? Yes, Saima, thank you. It's the same thing. Freelance work is made up of gigs. All right, let's see what else we got in my presentation that might be interested to you. LinkedIn. Okay, LinkedIn is a place where you can, number one, apply for jobs if you're eligible for them. Number two, make contacts with people that you would like to know for some reason. Maybe they can help you, you can help them. And number three, be recruited for jobs. So are you going to be recruited? You could be recruited if you have technical skill, even if you are abroad, but I think it will be harder. You want to make sure that your LinkedIn profile is very well written. And one thing that might surprise you is that you can't be all things to all people. You cannot tell everyone that you are a graphic designer, a digital marketer, a writer, a coach, just because you need work and you think if you give more options, you'll get more work. It's actually the opposite. If you tell them, I'm a graphic designer, this is what I have a certification in, this is what I have my experience in, this is what I do, people will take you more seriously. So don't try to be everything. Try to be something special. All right, Shazia, what countries do you think are more likely to be hit for jobs, specifically for residents of third world countries? I think what you mean is what countries do I think are more likely to hire residents of third world countries? I have no idea. Sorry, that's outside my area of expertise. Saima, making the clients happy means multiple revisions. Yes, usually when you sign up for a gig on Elance or something, you may tell them 3 revisions are included, or you may tell them unlimited revisions are included. I just want you to be completely satisfied. I would recommend that, particularly if you don't have a lot of experience, because people don't want to take the risk of working with someone they don't know, and maybe they won't be happy even after the number of revisions that they request. So much noise on my computer and phone. All right. So we were talking about LinkedIn. So do people use LinkedIn to recruit in Pakistan? Can anybody tell me in the comments? Yes. All right. Excellent. All right. So I'm going to assume it works something like it works here. So we're going to do another 2 truths and a lie. Let's see if somebody can get it this time. Okay. Remember, you're looking for which one is the least true. Okay. Number 1, your best LinkedIn profile is the one that will rise to the first page of the search engine results, which means what comes up when you use the search bar, when a recruiter looks for someone for your target job type. I'll read it again. Your best LinkedIn profile is the one that will rise to the first page of the search engine results when a recruiter looks for someone for your target job type. Number 2, your best LinkedIn profile is the one that you are proud of and that makes a great first impression when you are networking online. And your number 3, the best LinkedIn profile is the one that will get you contacted by the most recruiters because it has broad appeal. Broad appeal. Everybody likes it. Okay, so having heard those 3, which one is the least true in your opinion? Number 3, I think. Okay. Anybody else? I'll read them again while you think about it. Number 1, your best LinkedIn profile is the one that will rise to the first page of the search engine results when a recruiter looks for someone for your target job type. Number 2, your best LinkedIn profile is the one that you are proud of and that makes a great first impression when you are networking online. And number 3, your best LinkedIn profile is the one that will get you contacted by the most recruiters because it has broad appeal. So Tuba says number 2 is least true. Everybody else is saying number 3. Okay, good job, ladies. It's number 3, okay? You do need to be proud of your LinkedIn profile because if you're not proud of it, you won't use it to reach out to people. You might feel like, oh, I don't know, they might think it's not good, doesn't promote me, doesn't represent what I can do, what I have done. So you want to make sure that you're really proud of your LinkedIn profile. And you also want it to work for you. You want it to rise to the first page of the search and results when a recruiter looks for someone for your target job type. Look, it's flattering if lots of people contact you and say they want to hire you, but those might not be the right jobs. You don't want it to have broad appeal. You want it to have specific appeal. And this is true in life. Know what you want and then go for it. If you don't know what you want specifically, you're not likely to get what you need. So think carefully about what kind of work you want, what kind of husband you want, what kind of life you want, what kind of house you want, and then go for it. You might end up deciding that you have to make some small compromise along the way, or you might get exactly what you want, which is more likely, I think. But if you are trying to be this and that and everything is unclear and general, it's not going to be very interesting to anyone. Okay, so Tashina, I've been working on Upwork as a freelancer for the past 6 years, but now I want to get clients directly with all the experience that I have gained. What is the best way to reach out to international clients directly without any platform like Fiverr or Upwork? Also, what is the best way to find a permanent remote job? Okay. Interesting question. I don't know. I think that those platforms are really helpful. And to reach out to international clients directly, you could contact people through LinkedIn. I certainly have had people contact me. Like I've had Pakistani certified resume writers reach out and ask if I wanted to subcontract them so that they would write the resumes for our clients. I haven't been interested because I try to have Native American speakers of English because English is different. And also the knowledge of the job market, of course, is different. I suppose you could have an amazing website with lots of great content. You could have a YouTube channel with lots of interesting content. Get lots of people into your email pipeline, email them all the time. Marketing is hard work. I don't know. I think that would be difficult. I think you're probably better off with Fiverr or Upwork. You're going to pay them 20% or something for the amount of effort you'd have to put to find the international clients on your own and get them to trust you. It's probably worth that 20%. All right, what is the best way to find a permanent remote job? Well, that's what we're talking about in terms of the job boards. But for the job to be permanent, I mean, remote is not a big deal right now. Most people are working remote. You see, I'm sitting in my dining room at home. Of course, I have my own business, so I was always working from home, but most of my employees are working from home too. However, the problem is if you don't have the right to work in the United States, it doesn't matter where you live. A US employer isn't going to be able to hire you, not for a permanent job. Maybe they could hire you to provide some services, but not as an employee. I don't know what it's like, again, in other job markets, such as Europe. However, if you had the permission to work in the United States, or H-1Bs were available, which they're not right now, but hopefully we have a new president in January. That might change. If you had the ability to get an H-1B because they're available and you have the skill set that makes you in demand, then you would want to research which companies hire H-1Bs with your skill set. And then you would contact them, or you would apply for their open positions. Now, if they say, must not require sponsorship, that means they're not going to give an H-1B. So you require sponsorship. So you would want to find jobs where they're open to sponsorship.